How are you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
What you up to?
Can I ask you why you're engaged in it?
Stop there a minute.
Why?
I'm just trying to identify who you are because you've got your face covered and you've... what's your name, please, sir?
I don't have to give you my name.
Okay, well, at this moment in time, we believe that you might well be wanted. Okay.
So,
Well, we'll cross that bridge in a minute once we've confirmed it. So that's why we need to identify who you are. It's all right. We'll do it another way. Just bear with us a second.
Can you start with your first name, please, sir?
I don't believe I have to provide your name.
Okay. Well, I believe that you're wanted, right? Okay. Just by your description alone, right? So I believe that you're wanted off a briefing that I've received today, right? So we can do it one of two ways.
Wanted for what?
Well, wanted for an offence.
What offence?
Well, wanted for an offence of harassment, actually. So I need to check you out in order to see A, if it is you, or B, if it isn't you, right? And if it isn't you, I'll bid you good day.
From the start, the officer's approach is all wrong. He claims the auditor fits the description of a wanted person based on a vague morning briefing, yet demands personal details with zero justification. No description, no crime, just assumptions. And pressure? This isn't policing. It's authority fishing for a reason. When the auditor refuses to provide his name, the officer's response, "If it's not you, I'll let you go," shows exactly what's wrong here. Your rights aren't earned by passing some test. In the UK, police need real grounds, not gut feelings or vague briefings.
So if we start with your first name, or are we going to have to get a fingerprint scanner down here and find out who you are, or take you down to custody to try and identify you because you refuse to give me details?
I haven't committed an offence.
Okay, so if you haven't committed any offences, can I start with your first name, please, sir?
I don't need to give you my first name.
Okay, well, I believe you to be Christopher Green, and I'm detaining you currently.
I am not Christopher Green.
Right, okay,
that's fine.
that's fine, but you're currently being detained up until the point that I can establish who you are. You're refusing to give me some details, so I need to establish who you are.
Can I please ask you to identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm PC 17768 Neil Williams.
And you, please?
Sergeant 15563.
Thank you.
Right,
which
okay,
station?
So can we make
West
it nice and easy for us and start giving just your first name, please?
Can I ask you which station you're from?
Yeah, I work at Withenshaw Police Station, work part of the X Department and part of the Transport Unit for Great Manchester Police.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep.
So we're going to start with your name then, please. And if there's nothing wrong, then we'll send you on your way.
When the officer suddenly claims, "I believe you to be Christopher Green," it's clear this isn't. About identifying a suspect tips about asserting control when feeling challenged. The auditor gave no reason for suspicion, no evasiveness, just a refusal to provide his name without lawful cause. That's a right, not a threat. Even worse, the officer publicly names a supposed suspect under UK GDPR and the Data Protection Act 2018. This is a serious breach. If the name doesn't match, the officer risks defaming both the auditor and the alleged individual without justifiable grounds.
It's not Christopher Green.
Okay.
100 Alpha.
And what is your name, please? And have you got anything to identify yourself?
I don't believe I have to answer these questions.
Right. You don't believe that you have to right, okay. Well, I believe you to be wanted, right? So make it easy for us. Give us your details, identify yourself, show me some identification.
I don't believe I have to identify myself.
Well, you do.
We could arrest you, take you to custody and put you on a live scan machine. There's a necessity, if you're not giving your name and address, for us to verify who you are if we believe you to be wanted from the information we've got. So you can make it
I don't have to do that. You've not provided me with any grounds for an arrest.
Right, take your hands out your pocket so I can see them. I need to identify you. I'm trying to make it easy for you here, sir. So what I want,
I'm not in any threat to you.
No, not at all.
No, I'm not.
You had your hands in your pockets, and I don't know who.
Despite detaining the auditor in public, the officer still hasn't provided any solid grounds, no specific offense, no real evidence, just a vague description. When the auditor questions the legal basis, the officer shifts. Focus fixating on the auditor's hands being in his pockets. It's a deflection, pure and simple. Instead of answering, "What offense do you suspect me of?" the officer invents a new problem posture. Being calm with your hands in your pockets. Shouldn't be cause for detention. Worse, he openly admits. I don't know who you are. That's the real issue detaining someone, not because of a crime, but because the officer doesn't recognize them.
Up until the point that you identify yourself, make it easy for us, and if it isn't you, and I can establish who you are, and I can clearly identify you, then I'll send you on your way. Right, okay. But by you being obstructive at the moment...
I'm not being obstructive.
Well, you are, because you're refusing to provide me some details.
No, because I don't believe lawfully that I have to give you those details because I haven't committed any offence of harassment. I'm sorry.
Right, okay. Well, I believe you to be wanted, so I want you to, I need you to identify yourself in order for me to make those inquiries. And once I make those inquiries and find out that you are either wanted or you're free to go, I will then send you on your way. Okay? Oh, no, don't. No, excuse me. I'm speaking.
You've asked me whether I'm Christopher Green, and I've said I'm not Christopher Green.
Right, and all I'll say to you is, right, identify yourself, because
stop giving me orders.
I'm the police here.
Speak to me respectfully.
I have done. I've tried.
Speak to me respectfully.
What I'll say to you is, you're not going anywhere up until the point that I can clearly identify you. Okay.
Right, but please continue to speak to me respectfully. Okay.
So what's your name, please?
To speak to you always
start
respectfully.
With your name, please.
The auditor remains calm and clear, asserting his rights by stating he hasn't committed a crime and doesn't need to provide ID without lawful grounds. But instead of responding professionally, the officer completely loses composure, shouting, "No, no, I'm the police here," as if yelling his title somehow justifies his actions. That outburst is more than unprofessional. It's revealing. Shows the officer isn't in control of the situation or the law. When authority figures lack legal justification, they resort to aggression and intimidation. That loud, aggressive behavior isn't about resolution. It's about scaring someone into compliance.
I'm not giving you my name.
Right, have you got any ID on you?
I'm not. I don't have to do this.
The problem is, we suspect you of an offence.
Why do you, sorry mate, why do you believe that you don't have to do this?
Because I don't believe I've committed a criminal offence.
Right, okay. Well, then make it easy for me, sir, right?
I don't have to make anything easy for you.
Yeah, you do, unfortunately.
No, I don't.
Why are you being so obstructive? If you've not committed any offence, we can check your details. Then
I don't have to discuss anything with you.
Why are you trying to avoid it?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Because it's going to be a long process for you if we have to take you to custody and put you on one of them live scan machines to find out who you are.
Well,
so it sounds straightforward. If you just give us your details, we can check if you want to not. If you're not, absolutely fine, which is what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not Christopher Green, and I'm saying I've not committed the offence of harassment.
Who are you then?
I've just told you I don't believe that I have to give you that information.
The auditor isn't being obstructive. He's simply asserting his right not to provide personal details without clear, lawful grounds. This isn't evasion, a citizen exercising the very rights the police are meant to uphold. Instead of respecting this, the officer resorts to intimidation, threatening a long and unnecessary custody process if the auditor doesn't comply. This isn't about justice, it's about punishing noncompliance. The mention of the live scan machine reveals the true motive. Using pressure and inconvenience as a substitute for lawful grounds. When an officer defaults to threats because a citizen knows their rights, it exposes a serious failure in both training and mindset. Effective policing should never rely on coercion, it should be grounded in accountability. And in this moment, the officer only reinforced the auditor's points account.
And if I do, then I can give it to your desk sergeant, or I can give it to a judge.
Please, so I can see exactly who you are.
No.
I'm going to let go of your arm now, yeah? Okay. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be putting your hands in your pockets.
Promise you I won't do that.
Okay, because I need to be satisfied that you've not got something that can harm me or anyone else.
I promise you there's nothing in my pockets that could harm you.
It is, isn't it?
Do you want to go and have a look at that picture? I'll stay here.
So guys, it looks like I'm going to be arrested here. We'll just turn this off.
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of harassment.
According to the evidence, unlawfully arrested. I've now passed the case on to HNK, and they are currently considering all of the information before they either accept or reject the case, and I'll let you know what happens.
This arrest marked a disastrous failure in a series of poor decisions. After refusing to provide clear, lawful grounds and pressuring the auditor for personal details, the officer resorted to arresting him without any legitimate suspicion or a crime being committed. It was a textbook abuse of power. However, justice prevailed. The auditor confirmed that HNK solicitors took on the case, and just weeks ago, he publicly shared that he won his claim. This victory isn't just personal, it serves as a powerful reminder that unlawful policing comes with consequences. What unfolded in this episode was a disturbing example of policing completely going off the rails. Auditor Autistic Audit was calmly filming outside the BBC building, well within his rights, when two officers arrived and immediately escalated the situation. They claimed he matched a vague morning briefing description, but no details were provided. The lead officer demanded the auditor's name, and when he refused, standing on firm legal ground, things quickly spiraled out of control. Instead of articulating any reasonable suspicion or factual basis, the officer simply declared he believed the auditor was a man named Christopher Green. He even went so far as to publicly announce this full name, which is a massive violation of privacy, especially with no confirmation of identity. This alone raises serious concerns about data protection breaches and police procedure. As the auditor pushed back, repeatedly asking for clarification of the legal grounds, the officers didn't provide any. They doubled down. The lead officer's loud, aggressive outburst, "No, I'm the police here," was chilling. This wasn't about public safety or the legal process, it was about control. To make matters worse, the second officer attempted to frame the auditor's lawful resistance as obstruction, warning him that if he didn't comply, the process would be long and uncomfortable. This was nothing more than a scare tactic, an attempt to bully someone into abandoning their rights under pressure. Eventually, the officer arrested the auditor. No solid ID match, no evidence of wrongdoing, just poor assumptions and an abuse of authority. But this story didn't end on the pavement, it ended in court. As confirmed by the auditor, HNK solicitors took on the case and he won his claim. This victory was not just for him, but for everyone tired of seeing power misused and rights trampled. This episode highlights everything wrong with forceful policing, vague suspicions treated as fact, rights ignored, and aggression masking poor legal grounding. Ultimately, it wasted public money on lawsuits that could have been avoided with basic professionalism. Officers need to understand that authority doesn't give them the right to act without accountability, and the law won't support them when they get it wrong. It's time for this culture to change, and this case is a step closer to making that happen. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me continue my independent coverage. Also, check out Autistic Audit's channel, linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audit, and I'll see you in the next one.